The healthcare system in the United States is so monumentally broken that the best solution is to, ready for this? Don't get sick, don't get injured. This way, you don't ever have to go to a doctor and you don't ever need a health insurance. But if you do get hurt, my condolences to you, because you have absolutely no idea what it's gonna cost you. I don't even think that the doctor knows what it's gonna cost. But even if you have insurance, you might still have to go in debt to cover the medical bills.
Interestingly enough, last year, Americans borrowed $74 billion to pay for their health debts, their medical debts, even though they had coverage. And 1 in 5 people under 39 had problems with their medical coverage and had to borrow money.
There's another solution, which I personally would not recommend.
Murder in Midtown Manhattan.
The victim, 50-year-old Brian Thompson. He was the CEO of United Healthcare.
And now a possible motive that the killer may have had a grudge against the victim's insurance company and acted on it by killing the company's CEO.
A lot of us aren't that sympathetic towards somebody who has caused the death of many countless people. I mean, it's unknown. 1/3 of this healthcare company's claims are denied, approximately 1/3. That is outrageous.
Nobody deserves to get on their way to work. Nobody deserves to get their healthcare claims denied either.
When you have CEOs of insurance companies getting shot, you know that there is a serious problem. However, anytime there's a problem, there is an opportunity to fix it and make a lot of money in the process. In this video, you will learn about OSCR Health, an insurance company that is actually doing something about this broken system and making its investors a lot of money. My name is Mariusz Konieczny and I've been investing in the stock market full-time for 16 years. I'm also the founder of microcapexplosions.com, which is a private membership website for small and microcap stocks. We find unknown stocks before they become popular. While it is fashionable to blame greed for the healthcare problems, it's a bit more complicated. Why is healthcare so expensive? Why are insurance premiums so expensive? Why so many insurance companies are declining so many claims? Well, let's put ourselves in the shoes of insurance companies. They are in the business of collecting premiums from employers or individuals, and in return, they promise to pay for the medical bills. However, the consumers of medical services don't really care about prices. And to be fair, they don't even know what the prices are. But they're not the ones paying for them. The insurance companies are paying the bills, right? The doctors know this. So they're going to charge as much money as they can possibly get away with. Do you think this is a coincidence that the most beautiful buildings in the United States are medical buildings? They're so beautiful and clean that they look like 5-star hotels. It makes you want to get an operation. Because it sounds more fun to get an operation than to go on a tropical vacation. Imagine going to a restaurant and not caring about what the food costs. You would order anything you want and the restaurant would charge you anything it wants. So if you're an insurance company and you know that the doctors are going to charge astronomical prices and the patients won't care about the prices, what are you going to do to stay in business? You are going to make it your business to deny as many claims as you can possibly get away with. You are going to hire claim denying specialists to find all the small details that would allow you to deny claims. And if you don't do this, you're going to go bankrupt. And you're also going to be forced to keep increasing insurance premiums year after year just to survive. Recently, I went to a doctor because I have Achilles tendonitis on both of my feet. I paid $1,000 to get a few pills, a cream, and a boot. $1,000, and I don't have insurance. But maybe if I had insurance, they would actually charge $5,000 because there are usually two prices, one for those with insurance and one for those without insurance. So now we got to a point where the doctors have $500,000 of debt before becoming doctors. We have families that have to pay $30,000 per year for insurance premiums alone, which means that one person in the household has to have a full-time job just to pay for insurance premiums. Then we have insurance companies that cannot afford to cover all the claims and thus leaving the consumers swimming in debt. So no, I'm not surprised that the CEO of United Healthcare got shot. I'm not surprised at all. When the situation is so hopeless, this is what happens. Let's play a game. Now that we know what the problem is, let's come up with a solution. Let's create a perfect health insurance company. Our business is to collect insurance premiums and offer healthcare benefits to our members or clients. And in order to be successful, we need to charge competitive insurance premiums, right? We need to pay for the medical bills of our members, and we need to earn a profit because this is not a charity event. How can we have competitive insurance premiums? Well, first, we could offer individualized plans. If you don't have diabetes, you don't need diabetes coverage, right? Now, you can't get individualized coverage if the insurance is bought by your employer.
Healthcare has now become very individualistic. I want it to be fit for me. And when my employer buys my healthcare coverage, they buy for the average.
We can also have lower premiums if our medical expenses for the whole group that we are insuring are lower. And this might sound obvious, but this starts with knowing the prices for services and sharing this information with our clients. This also means guiding our clients to medical professionals that can get the job done at affordable prices, such as telehealth professionals. Maybe the doctor close to your house is not the best choice, but if your clients don't know the prices, how would they know? What about actually getting value for the medical service? For example, when I paid $1,000 for my Achilles tendonitis, I pretty much flushed the $1,000 down the toilet. And today, the healthcare industry is not about delivering value for your money, but doing as many procedures as possible. So incentivizing medical professionals based on value delivered would go a long way in controlling the medical expenses. We could also coach our clients on how to stay healthy through exercise or diets so they don't need to go to the doctor so often. Also, we could help out the medical professionals too. For example, we could pay them on time. We could make the claim payments more efficient and automated. We could make it less of a nightmare to collect from an insurance company. This way, the medical professionals do not have to hire employees dedicated to fighting over payments with insurance companies. This way, they could offer their medical services at more affordable prices. If we did that, we wouldn't have to break our promises because there would be enough money to pay for most of the claims. This in turn would make our clients happy. This would make them stay with us much longer. That's recurring revenue for us. Instead of constantly spending money on marketing to replenish the lost customers, we could reallocate the marketing dollars towards growing our customer base and scaling the business. This would be a perfect insurance company, delivering value to its clients, delivering value to the healthcare industry, and delivering value to its shareholders. Ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell, this is OSCR Health. OSCR Health is an innovative health insurance company that is making a lot of noise, both in the healthcare industry and the investment industry. Retail investors are going absolutely nuts over this company, and for the right reasons. The stock is up almost 10x over the last 2 years. Revenues are absolutely exploding. They went from $390 million in 2020 to more than $10 billion. And finally, in 2024, the company became profitable. Even the famous investor Michael Burry bought shares in OSCR Health. OSCR was founded in 2012 to challenge the status quo in the healthcare system. Their secret sauce is using proprietary technology to drive efficiency and price transparency in order to offer affordable insurance premiums to its clients. Not only are their premiums affordable, but their claim denials are some of the lowest in the industry.
Do the claims get turned down more readily in the individual market
No.
than they do? So it's the same.
Our denial rate's less than it's 12% is our denial rate.
United Healthcare, I'd seen 23 to 33%.
Yeah.
Right now, OSCR operates in the individual market where individuals and families can purchase insurance through health insurance marketplaces. This is the ACA market, Affordable Care Act or Obamacare. This segment is the fastest growing segment in health insurance. As of March 31st, 2025, OSCR had a little bit over 2 million members. There's still a lot of room for growth in the traditional individual market, which represents $160 billion billion of total addressable market based on 21 million individuals. However, OSCR plans to go much further than just the individual market. The company plans to disrupt the traditional employer group coverage where the employer buys the insurance for all of its employees. This system is very inefficient and costly. OSCR plans to use the ICHRA program, which stands for Individual Coverage Health Reimbursement Arrangement. This is where the employee buys his or her own individual coverage and the employer reimburses the person for the cost. This can save the employers a ton of money.
If I'm a buyer, instead of me having to buy what my employer offers me, I can buy at a better price point as an individual in the individual market because I can find my network with my plan design that works for me. The plan design is important because it's about my risk and what I need to cover, whereas with an employer, they pick an average down the middle for their employees, and nobody likes to be considered to be average.
Such an expansion beyond the individual market grows OSCR's total addressable market from $160 billion to almost $1 trillion. In summary, there is finally an insurance company that is addressing this healthcare mess. As a result, OSCR is being rewarded with massive member growth and revenue growth. The company also just achieved profitability. The scaling of the business, of course, played a big role in this. Notice that even though revenues more than doubled from 2022 to 2024, SG&A expenses did not grow as fast. This resulted in margin expansion that allowed the company to turn profitable. Now imagine how fast profits can grow from here when revenues continue to grow faster than SG&A. The upside is absolutely massive. Today's market cap of $4 billion on $10 billion of revenue with huge growth potential looks very, very attractive. With that being said, that's it for this video. Subscribe to this channel, like the video, and let me know in the comments below what you think about OSCR Health.